Hello again. In this Morphyesque position, once you find the key move for white, there are three lines for black with checkmates in 3, 4 and 5 moves respectively. What is to be noted is that black has just advanced this pawn, and as is so usual in these types of positions, he's angling for a stalemate at some point. So we do have to be on our guard. Let's just look firstly though at the move that wouldn't work. It is, as Paul Morphy would have played, Rook h6. And Mr. Morphy would definitely not play this move here because, as can be seen, black will take the rook. If he advances the pawn, then he is mated in short order. I shan't show you the variation there because it would give one of the lines away that I do intend to reveal very shortly. So what we'll do, we'll just take the rook off and we'll show why this is not a good idea to play Rook h6. And it gives black an opportunity to escape. So what does white do here? Well, clearly he's going to play f6. Black has to play here. And then white has to go here so that he's not blocking the pawn. Don't play your king here because the pawn would move on and it would be a bit difficult for black. What you do instead is you play here. He goes here, you go here, you queen the pawn, and as can be seen, black is starting to escape, and there is certainly no mate in 5. It would take 7, 8 or even 9 moves there to deliver checkmate, I would imagine. So we won't go down that route. Apologies to Paul Morphy on this one. We won't play Rook h6. We'll do something else. And what is the something else? That is the starting position. What do we do instead of Rook h6? Well, congrats to anyone who's found it. It is f6. And there are 3 lines here. Now, the first one is here. Now, since white, after playing f6, was threatening checkmate down here, he had to provide himself with a flight square if he's going to do anything other than the second and the third lines. So white just takes it here quite naturally, check. He has provided himself with a flight square, but it's of no avail because that's checkmate in 3 moves. So h6 does not work. And so, let's just take it back. We play f6 and we've tried h6. The natural move, of course, is to take the pawn, and we're thinking, well, we get rid of white's pawn, it's going to be very difficult for him. Now, what is quite natural here is to swing the rook over here, threatening mate down here. Well, it takes 5 moves to do it if you do it that way. But the idea that I have in mind here, as will be seen, is a checkmate in 4 moves. So that's 1 move so far. We played f6 and black has captured the pawn. So how does white do it in 4 moves from this position? Well, what he does is he plays here. Now he's restricting black here to f5. So what does white do now? Well, he plays his rook. He can play it to any of these squares along here. Just play it to this one. Now, what is he threatening? Well, he's threatening checkmate. And so, if this pawn should advance, it is mate. So this pawn has to advance to give him a flight square. The only problem with that, checkmate. That's why my idea is preferable to swinging across at once. So you can keep ideas like that in mind for your own games. Good one, isn't it? So capturing the pawn doesn't help black. So after f6, what else does he have? Well, the only other moves besides h6 and capturing the pawn is to push this pawn. Now, whether he pushes it 1 or 2 squares, it doesn't make any difference. Why? Because we play exactly the same as we did in variation 2. Even if he played here, we don't capture the pawn. It's not as quick. This is a mate in 5. So we played f6, g5, rook h6. Now what does he have left? Well, he has this. So what do we do now? Well, what we do now is we play here. Now then, what does black have? He has to go here, doesn't he? And then we play here. Now, if he goes into the corner or here, it makes no odds. Let's say here, we queen the pawn. And that is checkmate. And that is a neat conclusion to this problem. I trust that you enjoyed that one, and goodbye for now.